You're watching Cannabis and Coffee. I'm Shannabis. Thank you for joining us. We're here at NV Cann Labs in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to learn about cannabinoids, terpenes, and a whole lot more. Come on, let's go. I'm here with Brenda Perkins, the Scientific Operations Director at NV Cann Labs. Thank you for joining us, Brenda.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Could you tell me about yourself and your expertise in the cannabis lab testing industry?
Yeah, sure. I owned the first medical marijuana lab in Arizona. I ran it for 4 years. I then passed it off to a coworker of mine. He took over that laboratory and is still running in Arizona. My background is I do analytical chemistry. I've done it mostly for environmental laboratories, but again, I've been doing cannabis for over 5 years.
Tell us about NV Cann Labs.
NV Cann Labs, we're just getting started. We're very excited. We're getting all the instrumentation up and running. We will be running hopefully by next week, accepting samples and everything. I am making sure that we're all up to par, that we are following all of the state of Nevada regulations and policies.
Do you see a big part of dosing as the future of this laboratory industry goes forward? Because as I'm sure you know, physicians and patients and the separation of actually dosing for the ailments that we're seeing promise in is a big separation.
It is huge. You do not want to give the same dose to a person who is trying to come down off of opioids as a grandmother who just got diagnosed with cancer and has never used any kind of pain medication. So dosing is key. A key part of that is making sure that the edible is usually what they're dosing for that sort of thing. You want to make sure that the edible is homogeneous. That means the same throughout. So that if you are telling that grandmother or that patient that there is a 5 milligrams in there, that there is 5 milligrams in there. Then you can also say, take this and see how it works. And if that 5 milligrams works, great. She now knows that that's what she can tolerate. If she takes the 5 milligrams and it does nothing, then we can bump her up to 10. And it becomes more of the pharmaceutical method where the doctors can say, this is how many milligrams you should be taking, and they can dose accordingly. They can also, time it so that they know how long it takes to kick in and how long it takes to wear off.
So Brenda, we brought over some hemp seeds and some hemp oil products from a local well-known health food store. It says organic, good for me, hemp seeds in the raw, and then also some hemp oil purchased from the same store. And we would love to test their cannabinoid profile.
We can totally do that for you. We can look at a bunch of stuff for them. We can also look for additives. It is labeled organic. I don't know what the regulation for that is. It doesn't mean that it's completely clean of things that are harsh for you, but you always want to read the back. You want to see what the ingredients are. When I looked at this, it's organic hemp seeds, the only one in the raw form, so that's a good thing. But we can totally look at the profile for you. There shouldn't be very many cannabinoids in there, especially this type of hemp. I've tested it before, especially the oils. There's not a lot of cannabinoids in there. You might see a little bit of CBD, CBN in there, but you're not going to see any THC in theory. And a lot of these are grown to test or to get rid of the cannabinoids. They want to use these just for oils and things like that. With the oil, I'm always concerned with any additives of how did they get it into the oil form. You want to look for residual solvents. A lot of times they're using butanes, hexanes, even alcohols to get it into the oil form, and then they try and purify it later to get rid of the solvent they use to get it in that form. So that's always something you really want to look out for, and we can also test for that kind of stuff as well in there.
Brenda, have you ever been given any substances that were not good for a patient that you had tested?
Yes, one of the worst that I've ever seen is I had a mother bring into me a white powder that she bought claiming it was 99% CBD. She wanted to give it to her seizuring son. She wanted to test it first, and she had spent the last of her savings on this little vial of a white powder. I went ahead and tested it for her, and what I found was there were absolutely no cannabinoids in it whatsoever, and there was one compound, and when I did research on the compound, that compound was found in asthma medication. And asthma medication makes you hyper. So if she would have given that to her son, it would have thrown him into a seizure and possibly killed him. So it was very good that she brought it to me to be tested, and it's very scary that what people are out there selling, claiming it to be, and if there's no regulation, there's no way to know. You know, I've seen everything from people putting small bits of metal or sand into the plant to make it weigh more so they can sell it for more. I've seen bugs, I've seen pesticides, I've seen residual solvents like you would not believe. So it's very important to get it tested, even as a patient. Either request from your dispensary some sort of documentation that proves that it's been tested and passes, or take it and get it tested yourself. One of the two, because there are states out there that the laboratories still are not regulated and the dispensaries do not have to test. And that's very important that, one, we push legislation towards that, because I've worked in a state where there was no regulation. It's terrifying. And two, it's just safer for everybody. I mean, we're ingesting these products. We need to be sure that they're up to the standards of human consumption.
Las Vegas is the epicenter of this new industry. From the research and development potential at our laboratories and new medical university to recreational sales beginning in just a few months. Las Vegas is the new destination for all things cannabis. I'm Shannabis. Thank you for watching Cannabis and Coffee.